Flower with METV at the beautiful Sarasota Yacht Club. We're celebrating the 16th annual Sarasota Film Festival and the Cinema Tropicale Party. Tonight is going to be filled with filmmakers, producers, editors, writers, people from all over the world who have brought their films to the Sarasota Film Festival. We've got film lovers and lots of fun at this awesome evening event at the Sarasota Yacht Club, so stay tuned and we'll be right back. Flower. I'm back with Josh. Josh, how do you pronounce your last name?
Leake. Josh Leake.
And you're from Portland, Oregon?
Yes.
Wow, a long way from home.
Pacific Northwest.
Beautiful Pacific Northwest with that film Glenna.
Exactly.
Tell us about Glenna.
Well, Glenna is a 35-year-old single mom that lives just outside of Portland, Oregon in a town called the Dalles. And she is
the Dowels?
The Dowels. Kind of like, not like Dallas, Texas, but the Dowels.
Dowels. Gotcha.
Is that do I have a little bit of an accent?
You're perfect.
Okay,
you're spot
great.
on.
Well, she decided one day that she wanted to be a professional cage fighter. So she's now a pro MMA cage fighter.
Wow, I saw her picture in the film festival guide.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Great
arms.
Yes.
Wow.
She's a beautiful woman, but she's also strong. So I pity anyone that tries to mess with her.
Yeah.
Because she would take them down. No, she goes through a lot of struggles.
Cool story.
Yeah, she loses her home in foreclosure. Ex-husband sues her for custody of her kids. So just things that could happen to any of us, but it all happens to her as she quits her job at a hospital and struggles to become a professional cage fighter.
Incredible story.
I know, and she's so amazing. The film really isn't about fighting. It's about the courage of this woman. It's about her struggle to become a professional fighter. So
that's an amazing story. How did you meet her?
Well, it's interesting. The director used to work at a television station, and he asked me to go out and have coffee with him. And he got fired, actually, from his television job. And one of the stories he did was on this woman who was a non-professional champion of cage fighting. That's how he met her. He met her through a television job.
Was that Glenna?
That was Glenna.
Wow.
That he ended up getting fired from. And then he came to me and he said, "Hey, Josh, I want you to finance a short film." And it's like, "No, I ain't going to give any money for a short film, but I'll give you money to do a feature."
Wow.
Because, we both thought this was a great story, and it would really, there aren't a lot of films with female protagonists.
And the thought of a cage fighter, no matter male or female,
it's pretty compelling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some fighting, there's a story going on, but she's soft. I mean, she's not just this mean fighter. She's definitely a real person, and I think people really come to love her.
And you captured all that in film.
Yes.
And
I
you're
didn't,
the
but Alan
producer.
definitely did. Yes, I was a part of it.
Wow, very cool. Tell us
you.
a little bit about your film background and how you got started in film.
Well, kind of a funny story. The director of the film, Alan, went to journalism school, and he ended up having a company with another one of his friends, and they rented some commercial space for me, and that's kind of how I got involved with the film, is he knew I had a finance background. But since then, I've gone on to do my own films. I've done a short. I've won a couple film festivals.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Traveled around the world and been really lucky. So.
Have you ever been to Sarasota, Manatee County before?
I've got to tell you that I always dreamed of of what Florida would look like, and I can't believe it, but Sarasota has gone beyond. I mean, the parties, the people, everyone's so friendly, the weather is so perfect. I'm a real big supporter of Portland, but Sarasota is like, it's taken over. It's so beautiful.
love it
I know.
here.
I'd move here. I mean, seriously, it is so nice.
Well, you know, there's a lot of talk about, you know, new film companies coming here and studios being built.
I know.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I mean, the people are just so nice.
They are nice.
Yeah,
They're
and
genuinely nice.
yeah, and Tom Hall, the manager of the film festival,
Terrific.
he is an amazingly gracious person. So, yeah, thank you.
Well, we'd love to have you come back.
Oh, well, I'd love to come back.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, it was a pleasure to talk with you today.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
And we hope to see Glenna as a big, major film.
Yes.
It's a great story.
Thank you so much. Take care. All right, bye-bye.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Flower with METV. We have the good fortune of having Judge Adams with us tonight. Judge Adams has an incredible film called The Enduring Beauty of Memory. Judge Adams, tell us a little bit about your film.
It's a documentary movie. It explores the way that memory works, human memory works. It talks about how important memory is in our lives, and we tell stories involving memory issues.
I saw the film and it was incredible. It was so compelling. It touched me because I went through this with my mom. I took care of her for 10 years and she had dementia. And I took away from the film this importance of people becoming aware of what can happen and what does happen. And I think you made us more prepared. Instead of having to be reactive, we had something to look at and know that we're not alone in this.
Well, one of the things that we wanted to do with this documentary is raise awareness of how important memory is in all of our lives. Not just losing memory, but how memory works to make us who we are. Of course, one of the things that we're going to have to face in the near future is a virtual tsunami of our population aging out, and so the issues revolving around the loss of memory are going to become very, very important in our society. And so I thought it was important that we raise those issues so people could talk about them.
Well, you did raise those issues, and it was so informative and educational. Where can we see the film?
It's at the Sarasota Film Festival. The next showing will be this Sunday at 7 o'clock at the Hollywood 20 movie theaters.
Well, it's such a good film. I recommend it to everyone. After the film festival, are there plans to take the film forward? I think it's such an important film for everyone to see.
Well,
I want everyone to have their chance.
I'm not sure how it's going to be rolled out after the film festival is over. We'll have to talk to one of the other primary producers, Charles Clapsaddle with METV, who, by the way, should be given a lot of credit for getting this movie, on the runway, to get it to land.
It's certainly on the runway and it's taking off. I hope more and more people can see this. I love what you're doing. Judge Adams, it was an absolute pleasure to talk with you tonight at the Cinema Tropicale party.
Thank you very much.
You talk over that loud noise. You're going to go dance a little bit?
No.
Make more memories. And I'm back with Wally Chung, who is the creator of Tall Evil. Wally, welcome to Sarasota.
Thank you. It's awesome here. I love it.
Well, we're glad to have you here. It's a little loud, so if you can talk over this wonderful Cinema Tropicale party, we want to hear all about Tall Evil. I understand it is a short?
Yes, it's a short animation. And I guess a quick summary would be that it's about a society that's forcing individuals into their mold. That's what it's about.
Very cool.
It's tall versus short.
Tall versus short.
Yeah.
Wow. Is this the first film festival this film has been in?
It's been in a few others. It's been around the block a little bit.
Very cool.
But first time in Sarasota. And I love the city. I love the people. I love the festival. Good stuff. And this is an awesome party so far.
It's an awesome party.
Yeah.
I just want to hear a little bit more about this and a little bit more about you. You told me that you're from Brooklyn, or you live in Brooklyn?
Yes, I live in Brooklyn, but I'm originally from Ohio.
What part of Ohio?
I'm from the Cleveland area.
Oh, me too. That was where we were all born and raised, my
It's
whole
awesome.
family.
Oh, yeah, right on.
Well, it's great to be in Sarasota after a winter like they had in Cleveland.
All right. Yeah, tell me about it.
What's next for you, Wally?
I'm working on 3 shorts, 3 animated shorts, as well as a feature film that I'm still writing, and it's also animated.
Very cool.
Thank you. That's
So
going to take a while.
Well, where can we find your film, Tall Evil? Can we find it online?
It's right now just playing. I can't put it up online yet because I'm still going through the festival circuit. So it's playing at the Sarasota Film Festival at Hollywood 20
Great.
on Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning. So
Very cool.
if you're around,
We'll put
check it
on
out.
the list for sure. Is there a website that we can find you?
I have a website, wallychung.com, and I have a lot of videos on Vimeo as well.
Very cool. Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to seeing Tall Evil. And if we want to learn more, we can go to wallychung.com.
Definitely.
Very cool. Well,
Thank you.
welcome. We're glad you're here. Have fun tonight.
Thank you very much. I will.
We'll be right back. With Audrey Scherer, the beautiful Audrey Scherer, who is the lead character in a film that was done right here in Sarasota. Audrey, great to have you here.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Thrilled to have you at the Cinema Tropicale party. I hope everyone can hear us. Tell me about this film. First of all, tell us the name of the film.
The name of the film is called No Real Than You Are, based off the Lego man that was washed up on the shores of Siesta Key. On the back of the Lego man, it was No Real Than You Are, and that's what we based the movie off of, was No Real Than You Are, and the concept behind it. It said the Lego man that washed up on shore was saying, "Show me your world." And the director, Vincent Dale, took the words, let me show you Sarasota, and also mix it with the aspect of the OxyContin epidemic that has been very prominent in this town, unfortunately.
You hear about it everywhere.
Absolutely. It's so tragic. Young people are dying and overdosing, and that's what the movie is based off of.
And your character, the lead, dies. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, Liz. I do die at the end of the movie. I overdose because I'm uneducated about what OxyContin does, and I think that the movie is so beautiful because it brings a light to that situation, and it really shows parents and other children or whoever is part of this Sarasota community that OxyContin is a very dangerous drug, and it's not a joke or something to be, reckoned with. And
it's an epidemic. It is of epidemic proportion at this point.
Absolutely, and that's what's so beautiful about the film, is that it really brings light to that situation. And my character goes through, you go through her life, and you see her from point A as a child to death, and it's a very tragic story. Absolutely.
Oh my.
I feel like everyone can connect with it in a way, because I feel in Sarasota everyone has dealt or known someone that has had the unfortunate wrath of OxyContin, and it really is a great film to bring light to the situation.
Are you from Sarasota?
I am not. I'm actually from Kansas City, and I moved here to go to Ringling College for photography.
Ooh, how wonderful.
Absolutely, and this was my first film. I've never acted before, so it was a very exciting experience for me.
Well, you're a beautiful natural.
Oh, thank you so much.
Where can we see the film?
You can see the film. Well, they had it at the festival. I think it's also available for download on maybe the No Real website, and also for purchase on Blu-ray.
Oh, wonderful. Tell us the name of the film one more time so we can find it.
Absolutely. The name of the film is No Real Than You Are. And I really hope that everyone that watches it can take a little something from it.
I hope so. It certainly will raise awareness. Where do you see the film going from Sarasota? Are there more film festivals planned for this?
Yes, we have entered the short film into a lot of different film festivals, and we're really excited because we've actually translated in French.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're sending it to the French film festivals, which is going to be great, and kind of spread the message of Sarasota and everything to all across the world, which is going to be wonderful.
Well, I bet they love you in France. I'm sure they love you everywhere. Will you be traveling with the film at the film festivals?
I will not be traveling too much with it, but I will be actually going to Paris because Vincent Dale and Sebastian are the two people. Vincent Dale is the man that wrote the film, and Sebastian is the one that shot it. They're both incredibly talented men, and they're going to be in Paris actually filming a new movie called The Love Conspiracy, or Paris Love Conspiracy, and I'll actually be going to Paris to be with them for the next film.
Oh, are you going to be in that film?
I don't know. I'll have to ask Vincent. Will I be in that film? Hopefully I will, but if not, I'll be a support and happy to be there because those two guys have been incredible. They're amazing guys, and you can see their talent, their personality through the film. It's a beautifully shot film, not even trying to be biased. It's gorgeous, and I hope that everyone can see it.
Well, it's been absolutely lovely having you with us. I think you've got a great, bright future ahead.
Thank you so much.
We'll make sure we look for that film.
Absolutely.
One more time, the name of the film is?
The name of the film is No Real Than You Are.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
the best to you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Liz Flower with METV, and we're here with Ina Pira. Ina, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're glad to have you here. You've brought so much to this festival. I understand that you're responsible for bringing a huge amount, if not all, the films to this film festival.
Yes, I've worked with Tom over the past year to reach out to many incredible filmmakers, and I'm really excited about the program we've put together. We have an incredible lineup this year, and we've had a really great week, and all of the filmmakers are having an amazing time, and it's been really, really a great experience for me, and I'm loving Sarasota.
Well, you've made it an incredible film festival. It's so welcoming. Everybody is so happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. Sarasota is really great about supporting film and supporting the filmmakers and supporting cinema, and we've had a great turnout. It's been an incredible time.
What do you do when the film festival is not running?
I take some time to depress and watch some other things that are not festival related. I watch some TV for a change, which is fun. And I spend some time in the mountains, and then I go back to programming for another festival. So film festivals are my year-round work.
Wow, that's your full-time job.
Yes.
Very cool. Ina, where are you from?
I'm from New York City, but I've spent the past 3 months in Sarasota, and I've had a really an incredible time. The community here loves film, and they love to talk about film, and they're very enthusiastic about it. So I've had a really good time talking to people and meeting a great variety of people that are in Sarasota.
Well, you've been very instrumental in making people excited because the films that you've brought are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
From every genre, from every kind of background.
Yes. We try to have a very diverse lineup. We know that the community in Sarasota is diverse, so we try to make sure that there's something for everybody to see, from the big films with stars to the documentaries to the short films. We really value the variety of the program.
How many films do you have to watch to narrow it down?
Oh, it's so hard to keep count. We watch hundreds of films. I spend a lot of time in a dark room watching films, so this festival is the time where I get to see it in front of an audience, and that's really exciting for me, to see people react to these films that we've been so passionate about and we've been championing for so long.
Ina, tell us some of the highlights of this year's film festival.
Well, one of the things that I'm really excited about is our competition sections. For our Independent Visions competition section, we're highlighting new filmmakers and up-and-coming filmmakers who are on their first or second film, which is really exciting. We have Josephine Decker's North American premiere. It only played Berlin before here, so it's really an incredible film. And I'm really excited about the world premiere of Jason Momoa's new film, The Road to Paloma, which is an incredible film, and we're really excited to have him here and share the film with us.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Well, you've really championed some great ones.
Thank
This is
you.
a terrific party, this Cinema Tropicale.
Thank you. This is, it's a wild night.
You can feel the energy, and people are just letting off steam, and they've made the movies, and they're here.
Yes, they're
and
celebrating all the hard work that they've done, and we're celebrating them for the work that they've done and for sharing it with us. There are so many festivals in the world, and we're really thankful that we have been able to bring such an incredibly talented group of filmmakers to Sarasota. We're very grateful.
Ina, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking a little time out tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. And we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Liz Flower, and we are here with Sebastian Dale.
Vincent Dale and Sebastian Baron.
And Sebastian Baron, who have an incredible film here at the Sarasota Film Festival. Tell us the name of your film and a little bit about your film.
The name of the film is No Real Than You Are, and it's about a girl who dies of an Oxycontin overdose, but it relates to her ancestry, and so we go way back into Sarasota's dark history and about the pioneer founder who came here, cleared out some land, killed some Indians, and about his descendants who do drugs in Sarasota.
Tell us how you guys got started. Have you been making films for a while now?
Vincent and I got started making movies when we were 15 years old, very early on for the Sarasota Film Festival. That opportunity to be a part of the youth showcase just inspired us to make a film, and we made that movie when we were 15, and it's pretty much been a journey from that point to today, to almost 10 years later.
Well, I've heard rave reviews about you two guys. I think you've got big stars in your future. A great person. Well, your wonderful actress has articulated that, and other people that have been behind the scenes that have known you guys since you were very young have a very big bet that you are going to make it to the top.
Thank you.
We're thrilled to have you here at the Sarasota Film Festival. Tell me if you can talk over this loud noise, the music at the Cinema Tropicale party, about how you decided to make this film.
Okay. Actually, this part is a really great example of what inspired me. And the ambiance here is very much sunshine and the beach and happiness and music, the postcard version of Sarasota. And the more I thought about it, living up here, I know this town like the back of my hand. And I want to show the underbelly of the town and the darkness that you don't see when you come on vacation here. And I was really inspired by a lot of the stories that were never told here. And I just wanted to open people's consciousness to different possibilities and perceptions of Sarasota.
Sounds like it's a great expose on reality.
Yeah, I really want people to think a little more deeper about reality. I want people to realize that every second we as a culture are consciously deciding to continue this culture, and we're just the summation of our decisions, our parents' decisions, our ancestors, and at any minute we could completely change the course of history if we so choose.
And there's a lot of problems and a lot of issues that generally go unreported or unnoticed. A lot of times it's easier to sort of put those things under the surface and not deal with them directly. I think a lot of parents also don't know the extent of, a lot of the ways that it's not just the parents' fault, it's not just the children's fault, but it's part of the entire community at large.
Sometimes the parents are the last to know. These problems with Oxycontin and heroin seem to be of epic proportion right now. And in a beautiful town like Sarasota and other wonderful resort towns, you don't see that.
Yeah, and I think epic is a really good word to use for it, because they are problems that have in some way, shape, or form been around since the very beginning of our culture here on this continent. They've just taken different shapes, and but it's something that we've been dealing with and fighting with for a long time. It's not just something that's relevant to Sarasota at this moment.
I have to agree with Sebastian. It's really relevant to Western culture. One of the things I studied and was really inspired by was the conquistadors' search for gold in Sarasota, and what they were searching for was buried beneath the earth, that sort of wealth. And today, the gold hunters realize that it's not in the ground, it's in the bodies of addicts, and the more people you have addicted to this, the more money you make. So it's just this cycle in history you see of the search for resources, and so the Oxycontin epidemic is really just the latest incarnation of Western culture's search for resources, essentially.
Well, we're thrilled that you have captured this on film, and I know it's going to make a big difference. But I understand that there's other great things in your future. Tell us what are your next endeavors? I'm dying to know.
Sure, yeah. Right after the film finished production, I really wanted to just get out of town and really not be distracted or get too caught up in what was going on. So I moved to France, and I've been living in Lyon for the last 6 months with a French family, and I've managed to learn to speak French and make contacts in the film industry over there. So Sebastian and I are moving to Paris this June, and we're shooting a film called Paris Love Conspiracy, and it's about love, paranoia, a French television reality show, and the American NSA. And it's about surveillance and privacy issues.
Yeah, we've always been very issue-driven filmmakers, and we deeply believe that the way that we study and relate to certain things that are relevant to today's society and surveillance and a lot of things that are going on with international privacy rights, and the way that privacy has now become a real question that we all have to sort of face. Like, is this how we are going to live our lives for the rest of time?
Yeah, we have to make important decisions of exactly where we want to take our culture, where we want to take our country, and so Paris Love Conspiracy is going to be commenting on all of that.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for bringing all of this to light and to your time with us tonight at this really great party.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Sarasota guys,
That's it.
born and raised.
That's it. He was born in Colombia. I was born in Minneapolis, but I've been living here since
We've
I was
spent
4.
our whole lives in Sarasota.
We've been best friends since we were 12 years old.
It's a great story. Well, we're honored to have you with us. I know there's fabulous things in your future, and we're going to make sure that we keep our eyes open for more of your wonderful films and No Real Than You Are.
Thank you.
Have you seen more of you tonight?
Yes.
Are you going to be dancing?
I'm going to go down and dance.
Will you dance with me?
I would love to.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, you got it. And we'll be right back. With Lori Collins and Roy Rodriguez.
Ray Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Forgive me, Ray. I think we all really coordinated our colors, haven't
we? You girls look very stunning.
So do you.
Thank you.
Ray and Lori, tell us about the film that you have made, and what is the name of your film?
It's China the Dragon Smith, The Second Chance.
Very cool. You're hometown heroes here.
Yes, it is, yes. China the Dragon Smith was born and raised right here in Sarasota, 2 times heavyweight champion of the world.
Wow.
After his 4th loss, he decided to take a break from the ring. Some personal problems, like all of us. And however, after he took his break from the ring, he was the director of the PAL. He was taking kids off the street and teaching them how to stay in school, stay out of drugs, and listen to your parents. He was a great a person to know.
Oh, it's amazing. And he's right here. I read a little bit about the film. We've had some great reviews.
Oh, yeah. We had a great turnout. We had 2 sold-out screenings on Tuesday and also on Friday. And it's been just a wonderful opportunity to be part of this film festival. We really, really loved the excitement and the support from the community. Just a great time.
Well, this community loves great film. Is this your first film?
This is our first production. Ray and I have been in front of the camera for the last 6 years. We've been doing films, working as extras, and we've done some commercial work. This is the first time we actually have produced a documentary. And along with this documentary, we also produced a music video called Victorious with a local rap artist. His name is Gino Mays. And that's really the first time it's ever been done with a documentary. So we're very proud of that. It plays during the credits at the end.
So exciting.
We had Nick Wallinder doing a voiceover for us.
Wow.
Nick and China, they went to school together, first grade. And they've been very close friends since then.
Two hometown heroes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Working with Nick was unbelievable. Awesome
people.
person. Great person to know.
Great people. What prompted you to make this film, though? What drew you in?
Well, China, we knew that China was fighting. And I called Laurie and said, listen, let's help China out. Why don't we do a promo video, 2-minute promo video, and see what happens to help them out with tickets? She said, yeah, go ahead and do it. However, after the second interview, this documentary just took off by itself. And we got so excited, we didn't want to stop it. So, it's 6.5 months of shooting. We got a lot of footage, and we decided to submit it to the Sarasota Film Festival.
And they accepted you.
And they accepted it. We went crazy.
Amazing.
I know.
That's such a wonderful story.
Yeah, out of 1,800 films, they chose 250, and ours was one of them. And we are so honored to be part of this festival.
Well, we're very lucky to see this because these films that are showing here at the Sarasota Film Festival are from all over the world. So
yes.
You've got stiff competition.
I know.
We submitted it into a hometown. We're from Jersey. We got a lot of friends in Jersey. And it's in Hoboken right now. See what happens. We also submitted it to Costa Rica. There's good fighters in Costa Rica. However, South America and Central America, they don't want to come in here and fight because the government takes 60% of their take. That's a lot of money. Same scenario with the Europeans. So we're going to see what's going to happen, and we're going to keep going.
That's cool.
We want to capture the international market, and as China goes on his journey towards his 3rd championship world belt, hopefully he'll have a fighter that will approach him from another country, and we'll keep going with it. So we're very, very excited.
That is very exciting. Do you have more films up your sleeve?
Yes, we do, but we cannot release it now because we're working on a feature right now, but we can't release any information on that. And we have a couple other things cooking.
Very exciting. Well, it's fun to have you here. They're my neighbors. I think the world of you guys.
Thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure with the Sarasota Film Festival. It's awesome party.
Where can we find your film? Do you have a website?
It's not going to be on YouTube or Facebook right now. Not now.
We're not releasing it for distribution at all. Our goal and our hope is to release it to HBO when China gets to that point. So we're looking forward to that.
We'll keep our eyes open. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ray and Laurie. And the film is called China the Dragon Smith. China the Dragon Smith. Enjoy the party.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. With the beautiful Anastasia and John Verbisky. John has produced tonight's fashion show here at Cinema Tropicale at the 16th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. John, Anastasia, it's great to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what you have done tonight.
Well, I think
the models look amazing.
Oh,
by
thank
the way.
you.
Incredible.
Very beautiful girls. The guys were awesome. I think we wanted an eclectic look that represented an international quality for our film festival.
Well, you certainly nailed it. As they walked across the catwalk over the swimming pool, did that make you a little nervous?
I think for the models, they were worried. But
well, you're absolutely beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about what Anastasia is wearing? This incredible jewelry.
She's wearing a mixture of modern day couture, Cavalli. This is vintage. This is Erickson Beeman from New York. From Liba Gamble at June Simmons.
Oh, yes. Amazing. You look fabulous. You have a little vintage, a little fabulous jewelry. Magnificent. Let's turn around for us a little bit. Look at that hair. Oh, my goodness. Well, you certainly have selected a bevy of beauties tonight.
I think they did a good job.
Did a great job. We're thrilled to have you here.
Thank you.
More to come?
Absolutely.
All right. John, thank you for your time. Thank you, Anastasia. Have fun tonight. We'll be right back at the 16th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. I'm Liz Flower with METV at the 16th Annual Sarasota Film Festival at the Cinema Tropicale party. And I'm here with the wonderful Sue Revell. Sue was part of a very important movie that was made right here in Manatee County. It's The Enduring Beauty of Memory. Sue, it's so good to see you.
It's good to be here. This is very exciting. You know, to have the Sarasota Film Festival in Manatee County is just remarkable.
It is. It's wonderful. Will you tell us a little bit about that great film and what got you involved and about you and your mom?
It was certainly a collaboration. I have mutual friends that were producing the film. That would be Judge Durand Adams, Judge Charles Williams, and of course our very own Charles Clapsaddle. And they happened to know that I had a story to tell about my own mother, that and her journey with dementia, and which we realized is so common, and we all have a story to tell about our parents and that journey. And I had no idea that it would evolve to this.
Well, you certainly touched a nerve that's so important, and Alzheimer's and dementia is just rampant through everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go, who you talk to.
You're right.
Someone's affected by it or is going to be affected by it. I love the film. I was there for the opening night, and what you brought across, so important. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, everyone's journey is unique. If your parents, my mother was not your mother, but we have some commonalities, and I think as our population is aging, in general, we are all growing older. We're growing older longer. We're all going to be affected in some way, whether it's our grandmother or directly it's our own mother, and it touches your heart. But I think the message is that we are not walking this alone. That we do have now that the message is there, we're going to find that we have commonalities, and we're going to find people that are there with us and along the way, and what we learn from it as the children.
The roles have changed. All of a sudden, you are the parent, and you're caring for this dear person.
Yeah.
The brain is everything, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's also encouraging because what I learned from the film, is that there is not. It's not going to be that. Will there be hope for Alzheimer's? Will there be a cure for Alzheimer's or dementia? But when?
Yeah.
That was what I took away. But if we only take away the conversation, where we talk about it, and we all know that we're in this together, it's good. That's the purpose of a documentary film, which is what was The Enduring Beauty of Memory.
It's a great film, a great name. I took care of my mom for 10 years, and there were times that I thought it was going to take me down.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the caregivers.
So we're not alone, but if we can learn something from it, then it's all good.
It is, and I think what you've done is you've helped people become aware, and rather than having to all of a sudden react, they can possibly prepare.
The planning and the preparation, having that conversation with you, my daughter, or having that conversation with my children, would have been so wonderful had I had that opportunity. And that's the plan that I am gonna put in place with my own children, so that they know what my wishes are. You know, what do I hope for myself when I'm no longer able to make those decisions for myself. But better than that, it's going to give my children permission to make those choices for me,
yes.
and which will help in the process.
That really helps, because some of us have to go through very lengthy legal battles in order to be able to take care of our loved ones.
That's very sad. Yeah,
Well,
it is sad.
The Enduring Beauty of Memory, a terrific film produced right here in Manatee County with Charles Clapsaddle, Judge Williams.
Manatee Educational Television, they put it
METV.
together. And we're here at the Sarasota Film Festival.
At
How
this-
exciting.
At the Cinema Tropicale party. It's absolutely awesome. And what a beautiful night.
I know, it's great. I'm excited to be here, and I know there's going to be others that are right here with us.
All
Thank you
right.
all.
Sue, thank you so much.
I'm going to dance.
Good. We should all dance tonight. Cinema Tropicale, the 16th annual Sarasota Film Festival at the beautiful Sarasota Yacht Club. We'll be right back.
Any unusual happenings looking like Barack Obama?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of that in the film.
Plenty of that in the film.
I mean, this is a guy who had barely left the Bronx before this happened, and then all of a sudden he meets the Dalai Lama in Australia while he's on world tour. So his sort of rise was incredible, and it paralleled Obama's. And that really fascinated me as a filmmaker, because Obama is such a celebrity in addition to being a politician. And Lewis is the image, right? And he gets everything that Obama gets without anything in between.
No filter.
There's no filter. So whether you love Obama or you hate Obama, you're gonna see Lewis and want to talk about it and want to say something about it. And I found that incredibly compelling as a portrait of America.
That's amazing, because when we do look at you, it evokes emotion. We think of you as the president, or we either love you, hate you, or somewhere in between.
Yeah, I mean,
well, even here tonight at the Sarasota Yacht Club, people, when they see him, they get that kind of like little jolt feeling. And I was talking to someone earlier who said, you know, I'm not the kind of person who randomly asks people for pictures, but like I couldn't help myself because I just wanted a picture. I felt like I was that close to the president.
Well, I can see that. I feel that as well. Tell us about your other filmmaking experiences, Ryan. Excuse me, Mr. President.
Well, this is my first feature film, and it's been about 3 years in the making.
Wow, long time.
And when I first met Lewis, I dropped everything else I was working on to do this because I felt like it was an important story, and the 2012 election was coming up, and I knew that it was an interesting time for our country, and his story would be an interesting window into a part of America that we don't really see otherwise. So this is our, we're doing film festivals with the film Bronx Obama right now, and with any luck it'll be in theaters in the fall.
Wow, very exciting, very exciting. Are there more films in your future?
Absolutely, you know, this is my first one, and I've got a couple ideas brewing. You know,
I was just gonna interject. His second one might be Bronx Obama Part 2.
Oh, I bet you hope so.
The last 2 years of Obama's presidency, maybe.
Very interesting. Is this your first time in Sarasota?
I was here last week for the red carpet event for the Kennedy film, Last Days in Vietnam. That was awesome.
I saw you in the audience. I did that big old double take.
Yeah, we love it. This is my first time in Sarasota, and a good chunk of the film actually takes place outside of Orlando. So we feel like it's a great place to screen the film, and Lewis's family is going to get to be here for our Sunday screening.
Very
So we're really
exciting.
excited about that.
So we can see the film this Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday, both at 12:15 p.m.
Wonderful. Super. And after that, can we find it anywhere? Do you have a website where we could perhaps track you?
We're on, our website is BronxObamaMovie.com, and we're on Twitter and Facebook, Bronx Obama Movie as well.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much.
And if you want to hire me as a as a Barack Obama impersonator, very close to BronxObamaMovie.com is BronxObama.com.
BronxObama.com. I think I've seen you on all kinds of television programs.
I've been on a couple of HBO, Flight of the Conchords, numerous things I can't even mention right now. The wine's got the best of me.
It's a great party. Everybody gets here and unwinds. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure to be here.
Ryan Murdock, Luis Ortiz, Bronx Obama. Back with David Edelstein with the New York Magazine. David, welcome.
Thank you very much.
We know you've been a great friend of the Sarasota Film Festival. What do you think about this year's festival?
Well, unfortunately, I've only been here for a day, but I got to do a conversation today with Richard Jenkins, the great actor, the great deadpan, minimalist, comic, tragic, anything you want him to do, he can do. He's one of the stars of this heartbreakingly terrific movie called God's Pocket, which was also the last feature film done by Philip Seymour Hoffman. Richard Jenkins stars in it with Philip Seymour Hoffman, who gives one of his best performances. It's really heartbreaking. And Richard Jenkins is fantastic, and we talked a lot. It was a great house. We talked about his Oscar nomination for The Visitor. We talked about him playing with Will Ferrell and Stepfathers.
Oh, I love him.
And his work with the Coen brothers and the Farrelly brothers and all these crazy people, David O. Russell that he works with all the time. He's just a great actor and an incredibly wonderful, down-to-earth guy, just as I expected him to be.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you also are with CBS The Morning Show?
CBS Sunday Morning, yes.
Sunday morning. What's that like?
Well, I come in every 2-3 weeks and do a commentary, and they edit it so beautifully that they make me look better than I am.
Oh, you look
a lot
great.
better. I give them I give them a script. But then they have some of the best editors in television, and they layer it and they give it wonderful film clips to illustrate what I'm talking about, and they light it so beautifully, and it's a real honor to be on the show. I'm so lucky that New York Magazine this year won the National Magazine Award, and CBS Sunday Morning won the Emmy for Best Morning Show. So it confers glamour on me, I'll tell you that.
Look what you bring to the table.
No.
You're making them look good.
Yeah, well, I think they make me look good. So, and this is my favorite film festival. So I love coming down here. I love the people, and I love the people they have me interviewing. First year was Christopher Plummer, then Frank Langella, then Peter Bogdanovich, and now Richard Jenkins, who was just as fun as everybody else.
Oh, wonderful. You're a great interviewer.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. I enjoy it.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here in Sarasota.
Thank you. Thank you.
The 16th annual.
I know. Tom Hall is a mensch, a wonderful guy, a brilliant programmer. I'm just, I'm thrilled when he asks me back every year.
Oh, they do a great job. Well, we're thrilled to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Cinema Tropicale, great party.
Yeah, I'm going to go see.
Go see. Go dance. Hi, I'm back with Sister Rosemary from Uganda, who has a very important film here at the film festival. Tell us about your film, Sister Rosemary.
Our film is called Sowing Hope, and it's all about using the analogy of a needle to sew together pieces which are broken. And of course, for me, the broken pieces are by young women who have been deeply traumatized, whose dignity was robbed from them, their own childhood was robbed away from them, And we're just trying to sew their pieces together using their own hands. I make them use needles to sew away their pain and walk in dignity again and live in hope.
An amazing film. It's awe-inspiring.
Thank you.
Where does the film go from here?
I really do not know where the film will go from here, but I think so far this has been one of the biggest and very amazing. It's been so overwhelming for me, and I'm really very happy that from here, I'm sure there are a lot of people who would let the film go anywhere where I may not know, because they are going to be convinced of what they are seeing. And I'm very grateful that a lot of people came to see, and a lot of people, I hope, will believe in what is taking place and will get deeply involved. Get to spread the word around, and that's how the film can go as far as possible, by using so many people who will believe in it.
Well, we're certainly hoping that the film raises awareness. We're honored to have you here at the Sarasota Film Festival. We're honored to have you here.
Thank you so much. This has been the greatest place for me. I love it. Everything is great about it. And when I arrived here, I saw the beauty of the place. I saw sunshine, and I say, wherever there is sunshine, you get warm people, and I can see I got warm hearts, warm welcome, and everybody's just great. I'm so happy to meet you all.
Well, I think you bring a lot of sunshine to wherever you go. It's an incredible film. Where can we see this film after the film festival? Is it going to be traveling around? Is it going to be bought by a major
I will be
entity?
moving around, and I will be going to Chattanooga. That will be for signing books, and I hope the film will be also shown there. And in other places where they will invite me, I think we'll go and show the film. Because right now, we're trying to get the film to different film festivals in the United States, and I hope wherever it goes, we shall get that welcome and people will invite us to be there. I will be very happy.
Well, I can only see great things in your future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for saving and enriching so many lives. Sister Rosemary. Have a wonderful evening, Sister Rosemary, at this loud party in Cinema Tropicale.
Yeah, I know. It's
Very
okay
loud.
though. I love it.
Oh, good.
I'm happy to see people very happy.
Hi, I'm Liz Flower, and I'm back with Reggie Whitten, who was instrumental in this wonderful film with Sister Rosemary. Reggie, tell us a little bit about how this all got started and a little bit about your life and your background.
Okay, I'm actually from Oklahoma. I lost my oldest son to substance abuse, prescription substance abuse in 2002. So some friends dragged me over to northern Uganda, and I saw what was going on with Joseph Kony and the Lord's Resistance Army. It was unbelievable. And for me personally, it kind of helped make me quit feeling sorry for myself and see that people had it worse than I did. So we began working with Sister Rosemary, and ultimately we formed a nonprofit called Pros for Africa, Professionals for Africa. And we've had a number of pro athletes, doctors, lawyers, engineers. We could use some newscasters to volunteer and go to Africa and support Sister Rosemary.
Sounds like it's an amazing effort, an amazing film.
It's a great film, and I hope you get to see it. With the book, it's the same name, Sowing Hope.
Sowing Hope.
It supports Sister Rosemary's school, so I hope you get a chance to read it.
Well, it sounds like you're both making a big difference in this world.
Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
you been to Sarasota before, or is this the first time?
This is my first time. I'm honored to be here.
Welcome. We're thrilled to have you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Where do you go from here?
Well, New York City.
Wow.
We're having some events out there with Sister Rosemary, and I hope you get a chance to see her on TV nationally soon. We'll see.
I hope so. We'll look forward to that.
Well, thank you so much. We're promoting the book and the movie, and so it's all for a good cause.
Where do we find the movie and the book?
The movie is not for sale yet because we're making the film festival circuit, but I hope it's available soon. The book is in Barnes & Noble. We're doing a book signing tomorrow, as a matter of
Terrific.
fact.
And
right here.
Right here.
Right here, 1 o'clock tomorrow, Barnes & Noble.
Very
And it's on Amazon, it's on Kindle, it's on Nook. So it's all for a great cause, so I hope you get a chance to read it.
And tell us the name of your cause one more time.
It's Professionals for Africa.
Professionals for Africa. Reggie, it's been an absolute honor. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
I'm glad you could talk over the loud noise.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
So welcome. Well, that about wraps it up for the 16th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. We've had such a great time. We want to thank all the amazing staff at the film festival, all the filmmakers, producers, and all the people that make this wonderful event happen every year right here in Sarasota and Manatee County. I'm Liz Flower for METV. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.